have around close to 3 decades of corporate global leadership experience. And then I have been into several companies like mining, shipping, and then engineering, heavy engineering companies, telecom, IT, and healthcare industries. And subsequently, I now moved on to the consulting, and then I'm handling my own global consulting and advisory firm. Global People Advisory basically is a consulting and advisory firm which is just not only into HR. As at the helm of the company, Arkin Global People Advisory, my responsibilities are primarily to suggest and advise board committees, CEOs, company founders, and management on management issues, footprint expansions, digital transformation, employer branding, talent transformation, mergers and acquisition due diligences, and people, process, re-engineering, developing organizational controls and measurement systems. And in other wider areas, I also nurture a lot of new entrepreneurs who are setting up their startup companies, right from preparing them from setting up their new startups to expanding in the market and monetizing the products and services. This is broadly. While we also take up turnkey projects on human resources because that is a byproduct. As I'm mentoring and grooming some of the startup companies, I get it. Even SMEs, many times when I go, because of my previous corporate experience into human resource roles, they always rely on me that to help them out in streamlining their HR processes. Services, Arkin Global People Advisory is a firm which is a proprietary firm, and then our primary focus is providing inspiring solutions, transforming people, process, platform, and performance of organizations through research-based advisory and consulting services on business, financial, legal matters to both startups, SMEs, and even large corporates across the geographies. And we have successfully delivered services to clients from pharma, specialty chemicals, IT, electronic plant systems, cement, power and energy, automobile, foreign education, luxury cruise liners, international research organizations, food processing, KPO industry, microfinance, consulting, construction, digital M&E, that is monitoring and evaluation companies, e-commerce, healthcare sectors, among various other host of them. These are predominantly we get into repeat businesses and repeat consulting assignments from these companies and clientele. COVID, has really put every person in fact every industry into the crisis. It has pushed everyone it has challenged everyone, in fact, the way they are functioning and then living also. But certainly for many of the agile and intuitive organizations, including us, the COVID-19 has opened up new opportunities, I should say, touch wood. Because at Arkin, we have forayed into new business verticals beyond global consulting and then advisory roles. We are getting into another new business lines, verticals, revenue verticals. After Julius Caesar, if at all it's anyone, the COVID has said the statement saying, "Veni, vidi, vici." I came, I saw, and I conquered. So I think none else could be worthwhile saying this statement. And Veni, vidi, vici is something like the COVID-19 has come, saw us all, and then conquered us all, and then pushed us to challenging our status quos. In fact, in every socio-economic lifestyle, it has challenged us. And particularly to focus on SMEs, it has forced most of the SMEs, small-scale organizations, small and medium-scale organizations, to significantly transform themselves, the way they do their business, in order to survive. And SMEs that want to stay relevant in this new normal have to digitally transform their processes and spare their precious talent for intelligent works and tasks. Wherever applicable and to the extent possible, I recommend SMEs to not just take baby steps, but jump straight in the application of cognitive and quantum technologies, RPA, that is robotic process automation, fusion of tools, products, and programs in the businesses they do. Also, SMEs have to work as a balanced hybrid model, interconnecting with each other for stronger industry ecosystem. I think these are some of the quick recommendations I can make at this moment, which comes to me top of my head. We have been right from beginning when we have been to purely a consulting and advisory firm also. Arkin's go-to-market strategy has been not just stay relevant to the market, because as a consulting firm, we cannot tell about yesterday's strategies. We always have to be ahead of the strategy, ahead of the industry, to tell them and guide them and groom them. So our GTM strategy, or go-to-market strategy, has been not just stay relevant, but stay ahead by thinking ahead. Through disruptive innovation in design engineering, or in a research-based consulting or advisory services. So that this makes us, in fact, to be ready to face the future shocks. The use cases may be plenty, but definitely the new normal, which is going to be the post-COVID, or even already it has started, I should say. There's nothing called new normal. While the world is, while the vehicle is on the move, you need to change replace your tires. So that is the order of the day, and particularly with COVID, it has become all the more. So the new verticals where I see there could be a more traction could be the healthcare, the medical devices, the electronics, electromechanical side, heavy engineering, industrial instruments and instrumentation area, education, hospitality, retail, and service sectors. We'll see a multifold upward traction in either introduction of new technologies, or on the way they do business, or they integrate some of their industrial processes or business processes, thereby the multifold increase in their maturity level through extensive use of quantum and cognitive technologies, robotics, and then industrial internet of things they call IIoT, and then the industries 4 technologies. They use a lot of industry 4 technologies, is the now latest industrial technologies what they use, about the connected, the SCADA and other technologies what they're using it in industries, particularly the manufacturing. Plenty, of course, but I can take few of them. The small retailers, like we see today, the small retailers, the grocery, kirana, are getting into a disruptive business model through digitizing with omni-channel retailing, and quickly transforming into a fulfillment, order fulfillment centers. And to get into pharma industry, particularly field sales operations, that was traditionally dependent on physically meeting the doctors, are now migrating to the virtual meetings, digitization, gamification, and use of big data analytics. And the third one would be, if I say, we all can see they're already having classes online, and then as an alternative substitute to the classrooms, not as a primary substitute, but mainly what I feel and I suggest is that universities have to play a major role in supporting the industrial growth, because universities can achieve this by greater industrial alignment and collaborations. They have to come out of their conventional orthodox style of functioning, delivery mechanism, and design hybrid curriculums that impart both academic knowledge and its industrial applications in a vivid manner, and prepare industry-ready talent. This is how universities can really support, where the industry journey can be supported by the universities by providing apt talent. The fourth one is the healthcare sector, which is going to storm with revolutionary outcomes through design innovations of either surgical devices or tools, or the way hospitals function, or the patient care pathways, or the use of robotics and AIML and big data in analytics-driven decisions in the hospital management. So this is going to take a huge, tremendous what you call sea change in the way what we are functioning and we are seeing in our country here. Post healthcare, I could see that at least from the larger companies' perspectives, particularly the MNCs or the big industries perspective, the most important area which might get into is quantum computing, data security, and data localization is another big area where some of the big companies can focus on, and then might be throwing that, because most countries are now wanting to localize their database in those countries. Moving from there, the next other use case could be logistics and supply chain industry, which can play a higher scope, which has a higher scope for the introduction of advanced cognitive technologies for just-in-time delivery and to minimize inventory locked capital. These are the few, in short, there are many more industries we can take, how the manufacturing can get into the transform their journey now with this challenged and then stressed situation. We can always talk on that. Beyond consulting and advisory, we have set our focus and we are already driving a disruptive pathways by partnering and taking up mission projects in healthcare, healthware, and social care areas. This would definitely keep us occupied for the next 24 to 36 months. And in fact, we are in healthcare, we are working on three critical things. Like one is designing and developing of fusion medical devices that are integrated with robotic process automation and VR, AR technologies for minimal invasive surgeries. And there is another R&D work is going on in fusion therapy, a combination therapy drug strategy for the production of fusion molecules. And also we are talking to a couple of firms about manufacturing APIs for specialty drugs and cosmetics. This is on the healthcare side, wherein on healthware, we are not calling it as a software, but we wanted to term it as a healthware products, advanced predictive and prescriptive analytic tools for healthcare professionals. And we are working on virtual patient-centric hospital outpatient management tool we are working on. And yet again, another third one is IIoT project. It is a hospital aggregator tool having centralized and integrated supply chain management module or a tool for supplies and consumables. This is on healthcare side, healthware side we are working on. And on social care, we are coming out with innovative industrial and hospital sanitization products. We are coming out, which are never been present in India till date, and we are coming out with those. And another thing is the productive bio-waste management. It's a chemical-free biofertilizers, and it's a waste management. But the same way, while instead of throwing the waste, we are trying to convert it into a productive fertilizers or biofertilizers without using any chemicals and all. So we are coming out, we are already in advanced level, and each of these processes are on fairly advanced level. And then this is really the opportunity what many doors have knocked in the COVID for us. And we did not hesitate in taking up these opportunities, and we are for a while keeping the advisory and consulting as the prime source of revenue for this firm Akin. We are also taken up partnering and then doing into all these business verticals, new business verticals.
For more updates from CXO TV, please like and subscribe to our channel.